Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So today we are doing messages from your ancestors, and there is an extended version of this reading already available on Patreon because I filmed that probably about a week before this video is going to be released. I'm filming this one with plenty of time. So this is partly why I wanted to do this reading, is because Halloween or Samhain in the Celtic tradition is very intertwined with the ancestors of a particular person and with their spirit and their memory. So I wanted to call upon your ancestors, and that can be passed over loved ones that you knew in this lifetime, or it could be people that you've never met because they're so far back in your family tree. But I will be getting messages from your ancestors today. I'm not asking any particular question, I just want to see what general messages come through. So the three piles could all be very, very different. So as you can see, I've got my little Harry Potter plushes at the back today. We're using them again because the last time I used them, firstly, they were very popular, and secondly, I didn't get to use Hermione because I was using Ron. I do have some others as well, but I thought I would just make them, look like they should go together. So pile one, we've got Harry Potter, and we're going to be using the Deviant Moon Tarot with that pile. So just ask yourself, what do my ancestors want to tell me? What message do my ancestors have for me? Pile two has Hermione Granger and the Dark Mansion Tarot. And pile three has Draco Malfoy and the Halloween Tarot. So whichever pile or piles you feel the most drawn to will be your reading. So I always advise when I use things like this, don't be pulled to the character that you prefer. You know, if you're a big fan of Hermione, don't just choose Hermione's pile because you like her the most. You know, if you're feeling more drawn towards Draco intuitively, then that will be the more accurate pile for you. Always choose intuitively because that increases the accuracy of your reading. I also want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons, including Alex, Alexandra, Kat, Ashley, Jeanette and Kelly. Thank you for all of your support. It really does mean a lot to me, and thank you to everyone who has donated in whatever way that they can to the channel as well. Thank you to everyone who's donated on PayPal, everyone who's sent in a deck from my Amazon wish list. Thank you to everyone who's left a tip on my tips jar on my Etsy page. Just thank you to everyone who has been involved in some way, and all of my patrons of course as well. Just thank you for your support. It really does mean a lot to me, and it's lovely to see how many of you care a lot about this channel. So you can pause the video if you need more time. If you haven't made a decision yet, that's fine. Breathe deeply if you're struggling to really settle on the question. And when you've chosen your pile, I'm going to get started, and I'm going to be doing pile number one. Okay, group one, if you chose Harry Potter and the Deviant Moon Tarot, then this is going to be your reading. So let's see what we get from the cards, and I am also using charms and dice as I always do in this reading. I think I'm going to get the Wheel of Wisdom out as well, so stay tuned for that. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you get your full reading. So group one, messages from your ancestors. Ooh. Okay, lots of cards for you today, group one, from the Deviant Moon Tarot. So we have the High Priestess, first of all. Then I can't really tell what order these came out because they all just like fell out at such a speed. So we've also got Six of Pentacles, the Empress, Eight of Swords, Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and King of Cups. So lots of Wands energy. Let me just see what zodiac signs are coming through. So of course we've got Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, potentially Taurus, and we also have Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces coming through as well, but don't worry if that's not connected to you. This could just be for a few of you. So what I'm seeing first of all is that you're definitely being asked to take care of yourself, because we've got the Empress card there, and I kind of get the feeling that some of you have been neglecting self-care, or you've been doubting yourself a lot, because I just keep being drawn to this Eight of Swords card. This feeling of having low self-confidence and feeling like you don't have the power to change your situation, or like you're going to fail because you think negatively towards yourself, so you think that you're going to fail. You can also see this very spiritual aspect to yourself. It feels like you've been waiting for some kind of revelation, Group 1. You've been waiting for some kind of change to happen, possibly as a result of your spirituality. Maybe you've been trying to manifest something, or maybe you've been just trying to live a good life in terms of being a good person, and you're just hoping to see positive results from that karmically. Because I definitely see that you've been trying to help other people, or you've been trying to only send out good vibes. Even if you haven't been actively helping others, you've only been trying to send out goodwill to other people. You've been trying to counteract any negative thoughts or negative harmful words that you might say in anger. But I do see this new beginning coming for you once you learn to just trust in the magic and trust that everything is going to work out as it should. I feel like there is a lot here about coming into your power. So we can see this new beginning with the Ace of Wands. For some of you, this may coincide with having a child or conceiving a child. For a lot of you, I feel like it's just kind of a turning point in your life and in the way that you relate to yourself, because we've got Four of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and then Queen of Wands and King of Cups, which are kind of like a couple, although they're not traditionally matched together. I just feel like a lot of you are starting to think more about the future when this new beginning comes around. It's like you're saying to yourself, do you know what, I can have what it is that I want, and I might have to wait for it, or I might have to work hard for it, but I can do this. You suddenly change the way that you think about things. So I see love coming in for a lot of you, and I also see moving house for a lot of you as well. I think some of you are hoping to get some kind of dream job too, and this may be a long time coming, because I think I have a lot of writers in this group, pile 1, and other people who have been working on projects, especially creative projects, for a long time, and you're just kind of doubting that it will ever come to fruition, or doubting that it will ever be completed. And so I feel like this new beginning brings in a lot of new hope surrounding that, a lot of renewed, fresh optimism surrounding that, and gives you that energy to bring this project to completion. Okay, then we've got the Two of Scrolls card, the Two Worlds, which says that you have been struggling to find a balance between spirituality and practicality. This girl is living in a very mundane, hard-working, grounded existence. She has to work very hard for the money that she's earned, but outside the window there is this spiritual life that's beckoning, and it feels like this girl thinks she's got to choose one or the other. And I think what this card is saying, and what your ancestors are saying, is that if you want to be fulfilled, the best thing to do is to try and encourage your spiritual self into your everyday life. And we also have Seven of Scrolls, intricacies and industry. So there's definitely a lot of hard work surrounding you right now, Group 1. It feels like you have been really trying to put the effort in, put the hours in, and you may have become disillusioned with that recently, but I see you getting renewed energy, as I said, renewed optimism for this project in the future. And you're being encouraged to keep working hard and to have more faith in your abilities. You're getting a lot of cards, Group 1. I feel like there's a lot of people going to be watching this. So number 52, Goddess of the Moon. Okay. And 53, Magician and the Mirror. So I'm going to have to read the guidebook for both of these, actually, because I've never pulled either of those cards before. But let's just get a couple more cards first, and we'll revisit that when we've got all of the cards out, because if there's other cards that I need to read the guidebook for, then I will just do it all at the same time. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Yeah, like I was saying, those feelings of self-doubt needing to be worked through, needing to be let go of. Follow the leader in reverse, number 40. I think I'll also need to consult the guidebook for that, but following the leader in reverse makes me think of kind of standing out from the crowd or doing things differently. Garden, number 15, something lovely will grow from this. And I love this. This is such a lovely message for all of you who have become disillusioned with projects or who have been even disillusioned with yourself or with your life. Something lovely will grow from this. Things are going to improve. I love that. That's such a nice motivating message. Cat spirit, number 13, claim your independence. So yes, that seems to be on track with what I was saying about not following the leader, not following the examples of others, but trying to do something different, something that is unique to you. Then you have opportunities. When new opportunities arise in my life, I swallow my hesitation and gladly accept them. At this point in my journey, I can't tell what will turn out to be a dead-end path and what will be the road to my dream career, so I might as well try them all. Dear map apps developers, what about a fortune-telling option? That would be quite fun. So yeah, what I was talking about with the hesitation and the self-doubt issue, it feels like you are in some way reluctant to pursue the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. By the book, number 11. And I like this. This is kind of like following in the footsteps of ancestors. Maybe some of you have been pushed into doing something that your parents wanted you to do. Maybe you have just, you know, joined the family business or the family trade or something like that. But follow the leader in the reverse seems to be that, you know, your ancestors don't want you to be pushed into that if that's not something you want to do. Okay, your Edgar Allan Poe playing card is the Two of Hearts, so like the Two of Cups. The true genius shudders at incompleteness and usually prefers silence to saying something which is not everything it should be. This is so interesting that that word incompleteness has come out when I said that you were probably wondering if you would ever be able to bring a certain project to fruition. So let me read it again. The true genius shudders at incompleteness and usually prefers silence to saying something which is not everything it should be. So I feel like a lot of you are really perfectionists, group 1. You don't like to do anything that is lesser in any way or that you feel is, you know, not your absolute best effort. But the problem with that is that you're just going to keep rehashing something and it's never going to be perfect in your mind. Let's get one final card and then we'll read from the guidebooks. You are connected to everything and everyone. Okay, that's a really lovely card. I think I might just push the camera down a little bit so that you can see a tiny bit better. Okay, so let's look at the guidebooks just to get any extra messages, because you might find that something really jumps out when I'm reading, like one particular sentence, and also because I don't know what these two cards are about. This is a brand new deck for me. So, Goddess of the Moon, first of all, number 52. Okay, intuition, going within. This card shows an eternal spirit holding the bright reflective moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Her arms are stretched out upwards, receiving the light of the moon and the light of inspiration. Yes, very creative pile. This card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. Receiving this card tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all kinds of issues, and now is the time to use it. The goddess of the moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. For instance, you could get the urge to take a different route home from work and find out later that you've avoided a 3-hour traffic jam. Or you might have an idea for a great invention, a stock investment, or a spellbinding novel. What I was saying about writers in this group. Wow. This card could also signify a significant blossoming of psychic ability and mediumship, even on a professional level. You're always blessed with this ability to connect, but this card is telling you that now is the perfect time to open up. Get ready for the amazing inspiration this brings. So that is an absolutely lovely card. So let's look at this one as well, and then we'll do your charms and your dice. So the Magician and the Mirror, number 53. Knowing and using your true power. This card represents the culmination of your personal and spiritual power at this time. In the Magician's left hand is the flame of passion and action. In his right hand is a vortex of water and the light of reflection. This highly beneficial card is telling you that you are the magician, and within your grasp are the amazing forces of earth and spirit. The water is the energy of yin and power of spirit and clarity of thought. The flame is the energy of yang, bringing direction and creativity. Together they give you the magnificent magic of transformation. The mirror stands beside the magician, reflecting the outer world's response to your choice to use or dismiss the true power that you have. Its silver reflection reveals the future in a mist on the horizon, ready to be magically formed. When you receive this card, you are put on notice that an important and powerful time is at hand. You are the alchemist of your life, and just as an alchemist turns base metals into gold, you are now able to transform your difficulties into great blessings. This is true in every area of your life, so claim your power, embrace your intentions in your heart, and direct your destiny, and the mists of the future will clear into brilliant reality. So I really love both descriptions of those cards, and they seem to really fit in with what we were talking about. Just in general, it feels like you're going to find greater direction, and you're being encouraged to have more confidence in yourself and what you're able to do, because I feel like you can bring this project to fruition, or you can follow this passion that you have. So let's get your charms on top, group 1, and just as a quick disclaimer, if you don't like the sound of the charms being shuffled, or if you're wearing headphones or have really loud volume, maybe just turn it down while I shuffle, because they can be a little bit loud. So group 1, what do your ancestors want you to know? Okay, so we've got the letter N, O, like no, and a U. Okay, so that spells out Uno. I'm not sure if it means anything else to any of you. Maybe that is someone's initial who has crossed over. It may be a message for you, you know, for example, something to do with what you are hoping to bring into fruition. It might be your name, it might be a place name, etc. You are definitely being encouraged to listen to that inner wisdom that you have, and you will soon see things clearly. So that's really positive. I am being shown that this will take a while. You know, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, and also the gingerbread man indicates something that takes some time to come to fruition. So don't be put off by the fact that things might take a while to be completed. Got another owl there. You've also got the happy couple. So what I was talking about as well, about there being potential love on the horizon for you. Have hope and optimism. Know that you're being guided. Things will improve. And definitely take care of yourself. We've got the cookie jar there, which to me is all about indulgence and treating yourself and taking care of yourself in that sense. But some of you are star seeds, and that will resonate with a lot of you. Got the heart there. Maybe some of you will find a starseed connection with another person. You are being protected at this time. And also I can see that this is something you have a real passion for, because we've got the chilies there, which makes me think of excitement and passion and enthusiasm. So definitely this is about following your passion. And I feel like you've been kind of shut down for a while. With the cactus, I think of being in survival mode, trying to protect your energy, maybe even putting up a bit of a force field. But I see that there is going to be this new burst of energy. There's going to be this new fresh enthusiasm coming towards you. And it feels as well like you're looking for freedom, and you're also looking for friends, because when I see this little bird, I think of him being all alone there, and it's like you're looking for people who are on your wavelength. So even if you have friends already, it's like maybe they don't quite understand this side to you, you know, maybe they aren't creative people, or they don't get the kind of thing that you like to create, you know, they're not quite on the same wavelength. So you're looking for some kind of community. Some of you may be born in the year of the rooster. This can also indicate there being a very overbearing female in your life though, and that could be a mother figure, it could be a female friend, it could just be someone who is female, maybe at work or at school, who is very overbearing, and you're afraid to kind of step out of line there, or you're afraid of not having their approval. And we have the octopus there, which to me is all about juggling lots of things, dealing with lots of things all at once and being very busy. So I wonder what your dice will say, group 1. Okay, we're rolling number 4. That is the Looney Tunes dice. These ones. And we're rolling 5 of them. Okay. I have noticed that you've got quite a lot of 5s in your reading actually. You've got 15, 52, 53. Okay, yeah, I definitely see you feeling a little bit burnt out. Like we've got this frazzled person there, like you've been putting in too much energy and not really getting an awful lot back. I can see there are also blockages in your energy field for a lot of you, and that could be to do with the people that you're spending time with, you know, the kind of environment that you're in, or it could just be that you have hit a brick wall and you feel blocked in your expression. Maybe even in the root chakra for some of you, but I'm seeing it mainly in the throat chakra and the sacral chakra. But I do see there being this new sudden abundance of energy that you kind of hit into. I think of the Ace of Cups a lot when I get this. So like this sudden burst of new energy and emotion. And this may come from finding new friends or from finding that romantic partner. You know, I think of socializing when I see the saloon. So even just exchanging ideas with other people might really ignite your passion and your enthusiasm and your ability for this. And then we have Roadrunner as your last dice. And when I get Roadrunner, I think of someone who is trying to either rush a situation. So maybe you've been trying to rush this project, or you want to get it finished more quickly than is feasible, or someone who's trying to avoid something. Like when I get Roadrunner, I think of someone who is like dodging the issue like this, you know? So maybe there are issues with the project or things that you're going to have to change or overhaul, and you just don't want to face up to it, you know? Or maybe you've reached a difficult point, like for example, if I use the novel example again, or analogy again, you've hit like the middle point where it's really boring, or you know, you've got to tackle a really tricky element of it, or you're in like the editing phase where everything is like really all to do with restructuring, which can be quite complex and seem very overwhelming. So maybe you're at this difficult point and you just don't feel like you can persevere with it. So that's just what I'm seeing, but I do think you will get a lot more enthusiasm for that in the future. So let me now get the Wheel of Wisdom and we'll spin that, and I'll explain what it is for people who haven't used it before. Okay, so this is the Wheel of Wisdom. So it has this front side and also this back side. I'll be spinning both, and all that you need to do is think of a question where you need some advice, or think of a situation or an issue that you could do with some advice or some guidance on. And we'll spin the wheel and see what answers we get. So if you don't have your question yet, that's fine. Just pause the video and think, you know, what do I need some advice on, or what could I use some guidance in? And then you can unpause it when you've got that question. But if you do already have that situation in mind, or that question, if you can phrase it as a question, then I'm going to spin for you now. So just think of your situation. Okay. So what is the answer to Group 1's question? Okay, so we've got 62 there. It's a little bit hard because the wheel is quite big. So number 62, let's read from the guidebook and see what that can tell us. Okay, so this says numerous possibilities are open to you now, and anything you do will succeed. Continue to help the needy and give to charity. Superior forces have joined your good intentions and high consciousness, and the universe supports your deeds. So this is really in alignment with what we were talking about in this reading, because we've literally got this card of charity here with the person giving to someone who is more needy, and we've also got this opportunities card with all the different possibilities. So I just think that's so cool that you've got that as an answer. But if that didn't answer your question or didn't fit your situation, I'll also spin the back side as well. So just think again of your situation or your issue. Okay, and we have 28 there. Okay, let's check the guidebook. Okay, so this is a different situation. So it says the battle has already been lost. Wait 3 moons or 3 months for the situation to change or for the environment to be purified of negative influences. Don't progress until you can see the situation clearly. Seek outside help in order to be released from the current situation. So this is saying that you need to take some time, around 3 months, to just step back from the situation, wait, and then regroup when the energies have changed, whether that is energies of people involved, your own mental state, or just literally like the stars aligning differently, you know. Wait a couple of months and then try again. So this could be for those of you who have already kind of given up or already feel really discouraged in the situation, and it's saying, look, yes, it's best that you take a break now, and then when you come back to it, you'll have a lot more success. You'll be more ready to work on it. So I really hope that that answered your question, Group 1, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today. I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing and like this video if you haven't already. Do also let me know in the comments how it resonated with you, because I love hearing all about your situations and how it seems to fit a lot of people's different situations. If you would like to help out the channel in any way, I have links in the description as to how you can do that. So I've got an Instagram page for the channel where I'm trying to post daily cards every day. I'm not quite managing every single day, but generally I'm doing pretty well. I also have a Patreon page where you can get monthly rewards in return for support of the channel. I've got a PayPal link for tips and donations to the channel to help me continue making these videos. I also have an Amazon wish list for new tarot and oracle decks for anyone who's feeling extremely generous and would love to get a new deck for the channel. That would be amazing. So thank you so much to everyone who has done that, everyone who has taken the time to look at the wish list and see if there's anything on there that you think would work well with the other decks that I have. And also I have my Etsy page. So I am currently offering angel healing sessions on there, but as far as readings go, it's very limited at the moment due to personal reasons. I am offering Wheel of Wisdom spins like we just did in this reading to answer questions, and also affirmation card pulls. I have an ebook on there as well about tarot cards. And I am trying to do some readings on the weekends, but I won't always be able to do that, as I said, due to personal reasons. So thank you to everyone who's been incredibly understanding about that. Thank you to everyone who has still continued to support the channel. And thank you to you for continuing to listen to me ramble on. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. Take care. Hi there, Group 2. If you chose Hermione Granger and the Dark Mansion Tarot, then this is going to be your reading. So let's see what we can get from the tarot cards. I've also got plenty of oracle cards as well as always, and I'm going to be using the Wheel of Wisdom at the end of the reading today. And if you're new to the channel, I also do charms and dice when I've got the cards all on the mat, so I know it sounds like a lot, but we get through it and it's enjoyable, so please do stick around and make sure that you get your full reading. So let's see what your ancestors want to tell you, Group 2. Okay, so we've got a few cards, quite a few cards actually jumping out for you right now. So to begin with, we have the Empress, the Hermit, the Devil, the Sun, lots of major arcana cards, the Hanged Man, wow, and 5 of Cups, and 3 of Swords. Whoa, okay, so group 2, there is a lot going on for you right now, it seems. I feel like a lot of you are kind of grieving potentially a loved one who is very recently deceased, or you are grieving the end of a relationship, the end of a opportunity in your life, specifically job opportunity for some of you, I think. But it just feels like you've been through a pretty tough time recently. I mean, 5 of Cups and 3 of Swords together is just really quite harsh, you know? I feel like I don't want to underestimate the difficulty that you've been through recently, and I do feel like it's left you hanging a little bit. You feel like, well, how can I possibly make decisions now, or how can I possibly trust what the future holds for me when this has happened and it was unexpected and it was devastating? So I do definitely think that you've been through something especially tough. I am seeing Capricorn, Virgo, and potentially Taurus as well, so I feel like most people watching this will have at least one strong earth placement in their chart, or they will have very heavy earth energies in their chart. I feel like in general you're a hard worker, and so that's possibly why you were drawn to the Hermione Granger card. I feel like you're someone who tends to get on with things, so even when things are very difficult and very tough and just, you know, completely overwhelm you, you still try to get along and deal with it. It's like you don't want it to stop you from living your life, or you don't want it to hold you back from being productive in some way. So you're definitely being asked to take care of yourself and to put yourself in the forefront of your story, in the forefront of your picture. You know, treat yourself as you would a good friend who'd been through something similar. And this Devil card is really catching my eye as well, because it feels as though someone has been purposefully cruel to you, or someone has kind of got your hopes up and then taken them away. It feels like this is not just a case of bad luck, like you applied for a job and you didn't get it. It feels as though someone has deliberately done something to hurt you, or someone has acted in a way that they could have foreseen would have hurt you, regardless of whether that was their intention or not. So it feels as though you feel wronged by this. You feel like, you know, someone has deliberately been unkind to you. But I do see that there are positive things coming your way. I think in general you are optimists. You do hope that things will improve just in general in life. So I do see there being like the dawning of a new day after this dark night is over. So I'm interested to see what your oracle cards have to say actually, and what else they can tell us about this situation. So what do your ancestors want to tell you? They're definitely saying that they can see you, you know, going through this. They've seen you experience this. They want to kind of, I'm getting a vision now of like putting their hand on your back, like to pat it, like to comfort you in a way, and saying, look, don't cry, there's no point, or, you know, don't cry, you're just stopping yourself from being happy. Initiation and the Count Saint-Germain, number 14. So I get a very spiritual vibe for a lot of you in general. It feels like this has been an initiation for you. You have kind of gone up a level in some way through what you've experienced. You've gone up through a spiritual level. You've learned some important lesson. Meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. Yes, definitely. There's been a lot of deep reflection about this situation, a lot of deep thinking, and your ancestors are telling you that they see that and that they think that is the good way to go as well. They admire the fact that you didn't act rashly during this situation. They think it's good that you've taken time to reflect, that you've taken time to deal with your emotions, whether that's crying, whether that's feeling numb, whether that is, you know, exercising or doing something creative to get out that energy that's built up inside of you. They feel proud of the way that you've handled this. Victory, number 28. So victory is coming your way. You've behaved in a way that means you will get positive rewards for this, that you'll get a good outcome for this situation. I really feel like a lot of you have had a relative who is recently deceased, a loved one who has recently passed over. And so this could be really connected to your grief for that person, or your sense of loss. And so you're being comforted and asked not to cry for them or not to be upset about it, you know. So that may resonate with some of you. I just get the sense that some of you have recently had a loved one pass over to the spirit realm. Rock bottom, yeah, number 10. You've really been through it, group 2. I definitely see that, and they admire the fact that you've chosen not to wallow there, that you've chosen to start pulling yourself out of this. I really feel like if you're still in the situation where you're wallowing, then you're soon going to realize, actually, you know, this is a way out of this, or this is something that I can now focus on, which will you know, be doing something productive or be doing something meaningful that gets me out of this rut. Princess, number 1, you can be your own knight. Okay, so I kind of get a double message from this. Firstly, I feel like your ancestors hold you in very high regard, and they're very affectionate towards you, because we're getting the name princess here. So I feel as though some of you, again, I'm getting that affection coming from someone who knew you in this lifetime. So someone who has recently passed over, like either this year or in the previous couple of years. Someone is really watching over you, because this girl is kind of looking out down through the window. It's like she's watching from her tower at someone far below. You know, she's looking out to that person or to that horizon and is, you know, keeping that in mind. So I do feel like you have someone who you knew in this lifetime watching over you, who is very caring of you, very, very affectionate towards you. But equally, you can be your own knight is another message saying that you can pull yourself out of this rut, or you have been able to pull yourself out of this rut, because victory is yours and you're not someone to be stopped or to be defeated by anyone else or by difficult situations. You're someone who keeps powering ahead, and that's very admirable. Antelope Spirit, number 2, life is speeding up. Interesting that you've got a 1 and a 2. You've also got 14 and 28, which 28 is 14 times 2. So yeah, life is speeding up. It feels like things are going to start moving more positively for you soon. Decisiveness. Oh, you've got 2 of these cards. So decisiveness. I go with my gut, and when faced with decisions, I make my choices quickly and confidently. I trust my experience and skill, and I will boldly and proudly go anywhere they lead me, except IKEA on a Saturday. Come on, you guys. Okay, so that's number 1. And then delegation. I make like the mayor of multitasking and delegate duties left and right, then let them drift away from my awareness, certain that they'll get done. Rather than micromanage, I macromanage. For now, I'm only focused on the biggest elements of my journey. What's our galaxy up to? Why wasn't it at that last meeting? So there's a lot here about choosing to change the way that you're living currently, or choosing to change your perspective a little bit. It's almost like you've been focusing on the minutiae, you've been focusing on the little details and letting them get to you. And this is saying, you know what, just make one decision at a time, just focus on one thing at a time. And rather than getting bogged down in those details, lift yourself up and say, actually, what's the overall situation here? What is the big decision that is staring me in the face that I should be making? Yes, okay. Number 30, TikTok. So there is something that seems to be time dependent that's hanging over your head at the moment. Some situation where you need to make a decision, and you're kind of putting it off by worrying about the little details, when in fact what actually is needed is just that big decision about the overall situation, and then the details can be focused on later. Okay, so your Edgar Allan Poe playing card is the Ace of Hearts, so that would be the Ace of Cups. It is by no means an irrational fancy that in a future existence we shall look upon what we think our present existence as a dream. Okay, so I'm going to read it again. It is by no means an irrational fancy that in a future existence we shall look upon what we think our present existence as a dream. So I feel like this is just saying again, don't get bogged down in the details, because in the end they really don't matter. You know, is this going to be something that affects you in a month's time? Is this going to be something that you are remembered for after you die? You know, is it really that life-changing? The answer is no. You know, when we look back at the past and how people lived in the past, we can scarcely imagine it, and we almost look back at it as if it's a story, or, you know, that these people in black and white in the history books never really existed, because how could their life be so different to ours? And so I feel like this is saying, is it really life-changing, these ideas that you have, these worries that are floating around your mind, these decisions you have to make? Only focus on the ones that are, you know, only focus on the really pressing ones. Okay, and then finally you have Uč se od života. Learn from life. So learn from life experiences. Okay, so your ancestors want you to take some kind of lesson from what you've been through recently, because I really do feel as though you have, on a spiritual level, learned a lesson, or you have gone up some kind of level spiritually as a result of this. So let's get your charms on top now, and then we'll do your dice. And like I said, we will also do the Wheel of Wisdom. So just a quick disclaimer, if you don't like the sound of the charms, or if you have the volume turned up really loud, or you're wearing headphones, you might just want to turn it down while I shuffle these charms. So group 2, messages from your ancestors. So we've got Pisces coming through. I know I mentioned earlier that there was a lot of earth energy coming through, but then we did get the Pisces card. So Pisces is coming through here. We've also got the frog, which makes me think of making a big leap, being adaptable to a situation. Determination as well, which is the Sagittarius charm. The star, so a lot of healing going on for you right now. You're being encouraged to be optimistic, to have faith, to look to the future with optimism, because you are being guided. Equally, there is something that has been trying to get your attention for a while. Now, this could be a person that's been trying to contact you, or been trying to get your full attention, or it might be a situation that you need to pay more attention to. There's true love here, so I'm wondering if that again is from the person who has crossed over, is just bringing this as a sign to say I love you, because I'm not seeing anything necessarily about there being a loving relationship at the forefront of your mind here, about there being like new romance or increased romance. So I feel like this is a message to take from that passed over loved one, or from your ancestors in general, just to say that they truly love and care about you unconditionally. There's also the attachment charm there, so definitely this strong attachment to this person. Then you have the growth charm, and that's surprisingly very similar to the laurel wreath here, which is obviously the symbol of victory. So I would take that as a double message in this case, so growth and victory coming your way. Equally, there's someone with this crocodile charm who may be very manipulative, who may be out to win you over to their side of the argument, or get you to do something for them when really they don't actually care about you. It's just that they want you to do something that they can't do, or they want to get something from you that you can offer them. So be on the lookout for people who seem exploitative, or who seem manipulative, or excessively charming in some way. You do have good friends, or at least one very good friend, because that's coming through here. People who care. There's the worry thread showing up, so definitely still this situation is not fully put to rest for a lot of you, but blossoming is on its way. Love this. And I definitely see that you feel overwhelmed as well, because when I look at this I think swarm, so like, you know, feeling overwhelmed by a huge situation. A lot of you work with fire elementals, or you have that strong fire elemental energy around you, like dragons, newts, salamanders. You've got the mantra charm. So try and keep one motivational phrase, or even just one word like strength or resilience, or victory, for example, in your mind, to encourage you to keep moving forward, or to pull you away from negative patterns of thought, negative patterns of behavior that repeat themselves. We have the cartouche, which says you are being divinely protected for this lifetime and your next one as well. It's like a 2 lifetime deal, and that's a very powerful charm to come through. Again, I'm wondering if it's also a message from your ancestor that they will meet you in another lifetime, that you will see each other again, and you will also have like another incarnation with one another. And then your final charm is the beautiful goldfish charm. So my meaning for this charm is taken from Chinese folklore, which claims that if goldfish swim up a mountain, they turn into a dragon. So if these ordinary fish can perform such a difficult and challenging feat, then they become something incredible and something powerful like a dragon. So this is an allegory for you. It's saying that you have experienced many hurdles before this probably, and also you have this hurdle to overcome as well. But as a result of all of this, you will become something magnificent. There is this incredible future for you as someone who is very powerful and someone who is very wise and very learned and who is able to achieve what they want to, because they have that wealth of experience, both good and bad, behind them to motivate them. So please do take that on board and take that as an encouraging message. So we're going to do your dice now. Okay, so we're rolling the second set of dice. That's the original dice, and they look like this. And we're rolling 8 of them. Okay, so nearly all of them for you today. Right. So group 2. Interesting, this dice rolled away from me and I picked it up, but it landed on the same position. So this is like Libra energy for me, and it's also about balancing out your energy. I feel like, again, being a good person as well. We've got another Pisces charm, and this is about going with the flow, not fighting hard against the circumstances that have come your way. And we have another Sagittarius charm, which is also about determination and, you know, having your eyes set on a certain goal. Then we've got this eye, makes me think of the third eye chakra, makes me think seeing things clearly. So I think you're going to see the truth of your situation soon, but also as another message, because it landed on this card with when I was talking about this girl seems to be looking down from the tower. Again, I think it's a message that your loved ones and your ancestors are watching over you, and they don't want to take their eyes off you. You know, they want to make sure that you're safe and to make sure that you know that they're around. And also, I'm seeing this smiley face, and I just want to say, if you are someone that's recently been through bereavement, or if you are someone who is struggling for whatever reason, it's okay not to be okay. That's what this smile says to me. You know, this person doesn't look like they're genuinely really happy. They look like they're putting on a brave face and they're trying to be optimistic about the future, and that's completely fine. It's also completely fine not to talk to a lot of people about the situation if you don't feel like you can. So with the lock, I think of, you know, possibly burying things or secret keeping, or in a way hitting a dead end. We've got the bridge there, which is about connecting ideas, connecting with others as well. It's landed on the card about experience and learning from life experience. But I think as well we can learn a lot from other people who've been in our shoes as well. Even if you don't want to talk about it, if you just want to hear their story, or you just want to be in the presence of someone who's been through something similar. And then lastly, this beautiful shooting star is telling you that a wish will be granted for you. So this is a really beautiful dice to get. It's a lovely omen of something very positive coming your way. So just to finish your reading now, group 2, we're going to do the Wheel of Wisdom. So for anyone who hasn't seen the Wheel of Wisdom before, it looks like this. And the back side looks like this. And I'm going to spin both sides. So all that you need to do is think of a question or a situation where you really need some advice or some guidance. So just if you can't phrase it as a question, that's fine. You can just think of an issue in your life where you think, oh, I could really use some advice on this, or I could really use some guidance on this issue. If you don't have that situation in your mind yet, that's fine. You can just pause the video. But if you do, just think about it, focus on that situation, and I'm going to spin the wheel. So group 2, what is the answer to your question? Okay, so we've got 84 there. Not sure if you can see it, 84. So let me look in the guidebook and see what that tells us. Okay, lovely. It says, the end to frustrations, a barrier has been lifted. In the past, things did not progress in your favour and you experienced many difficulties. So just what we were talking about here. You are faced with obstacles and challenges, delays and failures. Now the conditions have changed, the doors are open and luck is at your side. Congratulations, you shall succeed and be blissful. So that is just such a lovely message to anyone who is struggling or anyone who has struggled in the past or experienced failure in the past. If that didn't seem to fit your situation, I will spin the reverse side as well. So again, just focus on your issue. Okay, and that is number 16. So number 16 says, give others the tools they need for success. Give the fisherman a fishing pole and the seeds to the farmer, not the ready-made product. Aid your friend in a way that will enable them to help themselves more effectively. Okay, so if someone comes to you for advice or someone comes to you for help or for guidance, say for example they want money, and just giving them money will not help them in their situation, because then they'll be back again 2 weeks later with the same problem. You know, it's about helping them to find sustainable answers to their problems. And this could also relate to you as well. If you realize you're just looking for a short-term solution or a short-term fix, when in fact you need to look at the long-term solution to your problems or the long-term implications of your situation, that might be more helpful to look into. So I really hope you enjoyed this reading today, Group 2. This was a very interesting reading, and I did tear up at one point because you're definitely very loved by your ancestors in the spirit realm. So please do consider subscribing and liking this video if you haven't already. Please also let me know in the comments how this resonated with you, because I really do love hearing about your situations. It just astounds me how one reading can fit so many people's situations. I just find it so incredible and beautiful and so lovely to read about. Also, if you would like to help out the channel in any way, that's very kind of you. I have links in the description box as to how you can do that. So I have an Instagram page for the channel where I'm trying to post daily cards. I'm not quite managing every single day, but I am trying to do it as often as I can. I also have a PayPal link for tips and donations to the channel that help me keep doing these videos, and I have an Amazon wish list for new tarot and oracle decks for anyone who's feeling super generous and would love to get a new deck for the channel. That would be absolutely incredible. So thank you to everyone who has donated, because it is really so kind of you and it really does help me out a lot, and it's so exciting to get that donation or to get that new deck in the post. It really is, it just makes my day. So thank you to everyone who has done that. Also, I have a Patreon page where you get monthly rewards in return for helping out the channel, and of course I have my Etsy page as well. At the moment I am offering angel healing sessions there, and I am offering Wheel of Wisdom spins like we just did to answer a question for you, and also affirmation card pulls, and I have an ebook on there about tarot as well. I'm not currently offering many readings for personal reasons. Thank you to everyone who's been very understanding about that and very kind about that. I am trying to offer some readings on the weekends, but I won't really be able to every weekend, as I said, for personal reasons. So just thank you for your patience with that. In the future, I think I will be able to open up to readings again, but at this moment I'm mainly just doing angel healing sessions and the quicker readings like the spin the wheel things, and also affirmation card pulls. So thank you for your understanding and your kindness with regards to that. And have a lovely rest of your day, Group 2, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye, take care. Hi there, Group 3. If you chose Draco Malfoy and the Halloween Tarot, then this is your reading. So let's take a look at the cards and see what they can tell us. So I will be using lots of oracle cards when I've used the tarot cards, and also if you're new to the channel, do stick around and get your full reading because we do charms and dice here as well once we've got all of the cards out. And today I'm also adding the Wheel of Wisdom at the end to answer a question for you, so we've got plenty to get through, but it's going to be really fun. So let's see what your ancestors want to tell you, Group 3. Okay, so we've got plenty of cards now. So we have got the Knight of Ghosts, which is the Knight of Cups. Love this deck. Then we have Justice, the Star, Four of Ghosts, Four of Cups, Four of Pumpkins, which is the Four of Pentacles, so 2 fours, and Two of Ghosts, Two of Cups. Okay, interesting. So I am seeing Libra, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and also Aquarius in this reading. So what I'm seeing is that there is love on the horizon for you, Group 1. I'm definitely getting that with the Knight of Ghosts and possibly the Star, and also the Two of Ghosts as well. I feel like you are overcoming a situation where you felt very apathetic, and possibly still you might not realize the opportunities that are out there for you in terms of love. Draco's just fallen over. There you go. So possibly not even aware of all the opportunities that are out there for you because you feel low on energy, or maybe you don't feel like these people are right for you, or you feel like you don't deserve them, etc. Four of Pumpkins to me suggests that a lot of you have been protecting your energy. You don't want to get hurt, so maybe some of you have been hurt in the past in love, and that's what's causing you to hold back at the moment. But I do see things improving for you because the Star really indicates healing, and of course Justice is about things balancing out nicely. Two of Ghosts is very equitable as well. It's like an equal relationship. There's a lot of love and care there. A Knight of Ghosts indicates that someone is trying to offer this love to you. So I'm super interested to see what the cards have to say. This is definitely very different. All of the 3 readings have been very different. So okay, so then we've got 2 of these cards. So One of Scrolls in the reverse, which is on track, and the Sands of Time in the reverse, 6 of Scrolls. So I will need to read the guidebook for that, but I'm just going to plow ahead and get all of the cards out before I do that, because then I'll read from all the guidebooks at the same time if I need to read from any more. Your hard work is paying off, New Moon in Capricorn, and the answers you need are coming, Full Moon in Gemini. Wow. Definitely feels like there's some change on the way for you, Group 3. And like I said, it does feel like you have been through a tough time, or like you've been struggling to overcome something. So there is going to be important communication for you soon. There is going to be clarity for you soon. Then you have Deep Freeze, number 26. Definitely feels like you've put your love life on hold, or you've put aspects of your life on hold for a while. Number 40, 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So that third eye chakra, all about seeing clearly in the situation, seeing the truth. As I said, it does seem like you will soon have some clarity. Stag Spirit, number 58, take the lead. And yeah, that's what I was feeling, is that at the moment you've been in this deep freeze energy. You haven't really done anything about your situation. You've been very I don't want to say stuck, but it's like you've deliberately chosen to slow things down, or you've deliberately chosen to not make changes in your situation. Maybe because you just didn't have the mental space or the emotional space. Maybe because you didn't trust the decisions that you were going to make. But now it's saying that nothing can really change until you make that choice, that conscious choice. But definitely there's a lot of opportunity coming your way, and I do see you having answers or having some kind of clarity or closure in the coming days and weeks. Lavender, number 19, surround yourself with love. So yes, it does feel like people are trying to get through to you, group 3. And so this could also be friends and family as well who are trying to be heard by you. But I think for a lot of you, there is a potential suitor or a couple of people who are interested in you, and, you know, they're just not able to get your attention for whatever reason, or they've expressed that they're interested in you and you've just done nothing about it because for your own reasons you just felt like you shouldn't. Oh, sorry. Then we have Joyful Space, a bonus card. Uh-oh, has your workspace slid from model of cleanliness to graveyard of mugs? From Pinterest pic to Kathy cartoon? Time to get a second job, the job of giving your surroundings a makeover. You may be chained to a desk, but it's not a prison. And then it says in the small print, unless you work in a prison, but even then you're not a prisoner. Unless you are, in which case, sorry. Use your freedom of expression to make your space as joyful as you can. Ditch the clutter, hang some pics, sage that cubicle. Spruce up your space and you'll earn the excuse to be lazy and messy all over again. So I feel like this is connected slightly to the surround yourself with love card. You're being asked to revitalize your living space or your working space a little bit. Obviously at this time, a lot of people's working spaces are their living spaces. But it's saying when you change that energy and when you make it fresh and when you make it loving and surrounded with the things that you want, but not in a cluttered way, the things that are meaningful to you, you know, Marie Kondo, what sparks joy for you, then you will feel a lot better in yourself. You will feel like suddenly your whole perspective is clearer. You have greater clarity because your whole living space is completely different. It's being cleansed. TikTok, 30. Yeah, it seems like something is time dependent here. Interesting. Let's get a couple more cards. Okay, you've actually got 2 Edgar Allan Poe playing cards. So the first one says, this is the Jack of Diamonds, which would be the the Page or the Knight of Wands. Never to suffer would have been, Page or Knight of Pentacles. Okay, never to suffer would never to have been blessed. Okay, let me read that again. Never to suffer would never to have been blessed. So basically that suffering or difficult experiences lead you partly to, I guess, appreciate more the good experiences that you have, and also to learn a lot about life and about yourself. And then you have the Queen of Clubs, which is the Queen of Wands. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. And that is very much the energy I get from the Four of Ghosts there, the Four of Cups, just feeling so run down, feeling like you're daydreaming about what life could be, but you're at the same time not present in your actual life. You know, you're allowing your daydreaming to take over your real life. It's almost like you're forgetting to live in a way. So that's definitely a perfect quote for this group. Let's just get one more card. Láska léčí všechny rány. Love heals all wounds. Wow. Wow, you guys. So definitely it seems as though there has been a difficult experience in love or in relationships in the past. It has led you to feel a little bit mistrustful perhaps of people, or a little bit doubtful when it comes to love. And you are being encouraged to open up more to that gradually, and also to spruce up your workspace and your living space a little bit. You're being encouraged to bring in this lovely new energy around you, and not to guard your energy so tightly anymore. So on track in the reverse. There's definitely a lot here as well about timing, because we've got deep freeze, we've got answers you need are coming, TikTok, sands of time, etc. So there's a lot here about timing for you. So this card in the reverse says your ambivalence and waiting for the perfect time may have sabotaged things. This card reversed shows that you're having trouble taking action in a certain direction because of confusion, indecision, or inertia. Yes, exactly. It's up to you to bring this phase to a close. Take the lead. Crazy. It will take greater effort or will and focus, but you can renew your purpose again. Don't worry that your life's journey will be delayed forever. With your determination, you can make the decisions to get back on track again. I mean, that is just an incredibly resonating message with the rest of the cards that we've pulled for you today. Okay, so the Sands of Time is also about timing. It's saying that, you know, you have more time that you think, and that you should be researching and working hard towards whatever it is that you're trying to do, and just try not to worry about it too much, but still get moving. Okay, I also wanted to check out the 6th chakra card just to see if there was any kind of special message that was going to pop out for some of you when I read that. So this is Archangel Metatron, clarity of thought, personal vision. Yes, when I was talking about getting clarity as well. This very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra or third eye chakra, which is the center devoted to insight and clear thought. When this card appears, it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process and expanded perspective towards broader horizons. Some new perceptions are taking hold, and the clouds of confusion are clearing. In some ways, this could be a new beginning, for you're on your way to developing a deeper insight about what's going on in your life and why. Now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Create a clear picture of that and support it with your daily thoughts. The insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. So again, it's like visualizing what you want and then taking action towards that. So really, really lovely reading for you here so far, you guys. So let's get your charms on top. It does feel like you're being encouraged to open up, as I said, to more relationships and to love and to just greater opportunities in your life in general. Just a quick disclaimer before I shuffle the charms. If you don't like the sound of the charms, or if you have the volume turned up really loud, or if you are wearing headphones, you might just want to turn it down a bit while I shuffle the charms. So group 3, what messages do your ancestors have for you? Okay, so the first message that I'm getting is the letter T. So that could be someone's name or surname. It could be a word for you. We've also got the worry doll. I definitely see that a lot of you have been worried. You have been allowing your worries to take over you, because we've also got the rocking horse, which indicates kind of going backwards and forwards, but never actually getting anywhere, never actually reaching a destination or making a change. You are being guided at this time. There is magic around you right now. Fairy energy, air elementals are surrounding you. I can see the haunted house, okay, so that indicates that there is something from your past that is haunting you. This could be a person, a memory, you know, it could be abuse from your past, it could be bullying, etc., just things that are on your mind. It could even be the cycle of what if, you know, what if I'd done something differently, or what would have happened if I'd made that choice differently. And that seems to be haunting you at this time. We've also got the weight, indicating that it is really burdening you. It is really weighing down heavily upon you for whatever reason. You might even not know why this is hanging over you so much. So we've got the Christmas tree, which indicates winter is a time of change for you. Winter is going to bring in new changes, new healing in this situation. A lot of you are being encouraged to use your creativity as a means of expressing yourself and a means of getting that vibrancy back into your life. It's also important that you continue to be yourself. This is also a springtime energy, so winter into spring seems to be a big time of movement for you. There's the baby tapir here, and also with the rocking horse, that makes me think of childhood, and the baby tabia represents children. So some of you may have children, and that's partly what's holding you back from dating, because you're worried about, you know, getting out there and dating when you've got children. You think it just is a big responsibility. You're not really sure about letting people be around your children, etc., or whether people would want to date you because you have children. Some of you are really thinking a lot about your childhood, and that's kind of haunting you or really bearing down upon your mind. We've got the detective charm there, and this makes me think like you are really analysing a situation, or you're over analysing a decision that you need to make. You're trying to be clever about it and make the objectively right choice, but it feels like you're wasting too much time doing this. You're wasting too much time in the details and the what ifs and the whys and wherefores, when actually you should just be making that clear-cut decision and moving forward, breaking the stalemate, as it were. We've also got this charm, which for me symbolizes Africa. So for some of you, there is a connection to Africa, either with travel or work or family history. There may also be people who come from Africa that are affecting you at this time. And then we have the chivalry charm. So this is saying, keep your promises that you've made to yourself and others. Don't go back on your word. Always stick to your word. Your word is your bond. So let's look at your dice as well now, group 3. Okay, we're rolling number 5, which is the actions dice. They look like this. Wow, we're rolling all 9 of them for you today. Okay, group 3. Okay. So yes, I definitely see you trying to figure out what it is that you want. We've got this person trying to figure out who this is here. So it's like you're trying to use your downtime or your imagination to figure out what you want, and you're kind of coming up against a brick wall, and it's important that you just start making choices so that your life doesn't run away with you. Because we've got this dice, and this dice, which are all about kind of putting that energy out there. It's all about momentum. It's all about making a choice, starting a new beginning, you know, sending out communication to people, sending out applications for jobs, sending out fresh new energy into the world, changing your thought processes, etc. We've got the person here trying to start a conversation. So definitely it feels like there are people trying to get your attention. I mean, we've got someone ringing the doorbell here and someone really hammering at the door. So I get a twofold message from this. Firstly, I feel like your ancestors have been heavily trying to get your attention recently, your spirit guides, etc., potentially Archangel Metatron as well, have really been trying to get your attention through signs or symbols or intuitive feelings, and you've just been zoning them out. I mean, literally, this person is surrounded by all these ghosts, could represent your ancestors, and he's just not even realizing they're there. You know, they're having a party, they're patting him on the back, they're offering him food, they're offering him a hot drink, and he's just not even, you know, aware of it. He's just staring straight ahead into space, and they're trying to get him involved in the party, and he's having none of it, essentially. So I feel like that is the energy that I'm getting from this, that people both in the physical world and in the spirit world have been trying to get your attention, and it's just kind of gone over your head because you've been so focused on what's going on for you. You're being asked to relax a little bit, to loosen up your energy. And I see also that you're afraid of the future, you're afraid of making a decision, you're afraid of what is around the corner. And they're just essentially saying, look, you're just going to have to make that leap, otherwise you'll be stuck in this stalemate situation forever, where you just are constantly afraid because you're not making that choice. So hopefully that was helpful for you. And now we're going to get the Wheel of Wisdom, group 3. So if you don't know what that is, if you've never seen me use it before, the front side looks like this, and the back side looks like this. And I'll be spinning both sides, and all that you need to do is think of a question where you need some advice or some guidance, or if you can't phrase it as a question, just think of a situation or an issue in your life where you think you could really use some guidance or you really need some advice on that situation. And I will spin the wheel and get an answer to those questions for you. So if you don't have that situation in mind just yet, or you don't have a question ready, that's fine. Just pause the video. But if you do, then just focus on the situation, focus on the issue that you're asking about, and I will spin the wheel. So group 3, what is the answer to your question? Okay, so we have got 66 there. So let's look in the guidebook and see what 66 has to say. Okay, it says you must employ your highest skills and demonstrate your abilities or create something which is new and innovative. You will be happy with the results because your label will bring success. Alternatively, presenting your ideas with creative, surprising, and an unusual approach will gain enthusiastic responses. So this is essentially about thinking outside the box. And it is interesting that you've got this creativity charm when you're being asked to do something new and unusual and vibrant and creative in some way. So if that didn't answer your question, that's fine. I will spin the backside as well. But it feels like this is partly, for some of you, it is about what should you do or what should you do moving forward, and it's basically saying you've got to come up with a creative solution here. You've got to think outside the box. Or if you're applying for jobs or you are dating or something like that, you've got to present yourself as being somehow different, somehow interesting, somehow innovative and unusual. So okay, the backside as well, just think again of your situation or your issue. Okay, I want to put it on number 4 there. Like, it kind of landed in between, but I wanted to put it on number 4. So let's see what number 4 has to say. Okay, it says, don't trust the person you are asking about. Examine your surroundings thoroughly, be suspicious, protect yourself against opponents. If you are asking about unfaithfulness between romantic partners, then make sure you double check the facts before you make a hasty conclusion. Okay, so this is kind of similar to that detective charm that we've got here. Feels like some of you are suspicious of a person's motives or a person's, version of events, and you have every right to be suspicious, but they're saying it might not be what you're thinking it is. So if you're going to go and accuse someone of cheating on you or on your friend, or you're going to accuse someone of lying about something because they were actually doing this, then it's saying just be careful, you might not have all the facts. Like, yes, you might not trust this person, or you might have every reason not to trust this person, but that doesn't mean that they've done what you think they've done, or that doesn't mean that your opinion of them is entirely in accordance with reality. So I think some of you have been filling in the blanks a little bit, and it still might not be a person that you should be associating with or that you should trust in any way, but still you might not be seeing exactly what's going on there. So I really hope you enjoyed this group 3. I would love it if you would consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video if you haven't already. I'd also love it if you'd let me know in the comments how this resonated with you. I really do love reading your comments and seeing how the readings seem to fit so many people's different situations. I just find that so fascinating and so incredible. So please do consider leaving me a comment. Also, if you'd like to help out the channel in any way, that is very, very kind of you. I have links in the description as to how to do that. So I've got an Instagram page where I offer daily cards on there. I'm not managing to do it every single day, but I am trying to do it nearly every day, and that is going quite well. I also have a PayPal link for tips and donations to the channel so that I can continue to do these videos. I have an Amazon wish list for new tarot and oracle decks. So if anyone's feeling really, really generous and would like to get a new deck for the channel, that would be incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who has done that, everyone who's donated in any way, and thank you for taking the time to look over the wish list on Amazon and to see if anything kind of catches your eye as being able to fit in with the other decks that I use on this channel. I also have my Patreon page where you get monthly rewards in return for supporting the channel, and of course my Etsy page as well. Now I am currently offering angel healing sessions on there, and I do Wheel of Wisdom spins to get an answer to your question like we just did, and also an affirmation card pull, and I'm offering an ebook on there as well about tarot. I'm not currently offering readings for personal reasons. I am trying to do a couple of them at the weekend, but they may or may not be available, as I said, due to personal reasons. So if you go on there and it seems like there's no readings available, that's the reason why, but I am still offering a few other things on there. So thank you so much for your understanding. Thank you to everyone who's been so kind to me about that. And yes, thank you for your continued support of the channel and for watching and enjoying this, hopefully. Have a lovely rest of your day, Group 3, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care.